My name is Pizzolo. I am standing here at this podium to introduce our wonderful guest. I know. I feel like we should be turning this off and just be like, no, we're not going. So anyway, I don't know if everyone's familiar with the Occupy Comics project. It was something that we put together when we were really inspired by what was happening on Occupy Wall Street. It was right before the New York Comic Con, and we wanted to do something at New York Comic Con to draw attention to what was going on down at the Occupy Wall Street protests. And in the time between us coming together to think of something and the con, the whole thing blew up and became a big media craze. So our idea after that was to create sort of a time capsule of what was happening at the time, to show a range of different perspectives on the movement through the medium of comics, and also to fundraise on behalf of the movement. And so these are some of the wonderful people who came together for that, and if you could each go down the line and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Tyler Crook, artist. I drew a book called Petrograd for Oni Press, and I'm currently drawing BPRD for Dark Horse. And I did everything here at my
Hi, my name is David Lloyd. I'm an artist, a sequential artist, comic artist, strip cartoonist. Responsible by accident for the mask that has been used extensively by all of the great people that are representing the Occupy movement. And I just want to say I think it's, I'm here because somebody thought it'd be an interesting idea to invite me. I'm honoured to be here because, what I have created has actually added some symbolism to what people are doing. And I just think it's great. The Occupy movement is great, and I'm just very, very happy and proud to be here in this situation. So that's it.
Hi, I'm Zoetica Ebb. I'm an artist, an illustrator, and photographer. I do all kinds of stuff. I contributed a pinup to the first issue of Occupy Comics. I'm very excited to be sitting next to David Lloyd. I'm also one of the co-founders of Quill House Magazine.
I am Mark L. Miller. I work for A Cool News. I'm an editor there. I'm also a contributing writer. I do the AICN comics and the AICN horror panels there. I also write for Zenescope. I write the Jungle Book there, and I was lucky enough to be Matt's roommate last year at New York Comic Con, and we kind of experienced what was going on there last year, so that was a really cool experience. So, thank you.
I'm Susie Cagle. I'm a journalist and a cartoonist, and I'm in Oakland, and I have been covering Occupy in Oakland since last October, and writing about it for The Atlantic and The Guardian, and then drawing about it this whole time, and only been arrested twice, which is really not that bad.
I'm Patty Beatty. I'm a documentary filmmaker who made films about Grant Morrison, Warren Ellis, and now Image Comics, and also contributed a piece to the Occupy. And I believe we're doing a documentary about Occupy Comics as well. So, look forward to that.
Hi, I'm Matthew Rosenberg. I'm a writer from New York, and I have a piece in the Occupy Comics anthology. And I'm a little bit out of my weight class here, but I'm honored to be in the story be in the book because it's something that's really important to me, especially as a New Yorker and living and working near everything that was going on and having so many friends involved and being involved myself, I really feel, and I bugged the hell out of Matt to be allowed to put something in the book because comics is really important to me as a writer of comics or rather, as a writer of comics, it's really important to me that they start once again being a political medium and a vocal medium for telling stories that matter to people more than just making them amused for 20 minutes. So that's pretty much it.
I'm Zane Grant. And
I'm Bria Grant, her brother and sister. We write together.
which is the greatest anti-abortion story. Sibling rivalry. But yeah, we write comics together. And I guess we've been involved in anti-authoritarian social movements and that kind of thing through the 2000s. And actually met our artist Jonathan Spees over there who worked on Occupy thing through that years ago, and maintained friends that way. And I guess we've always kind of tried to infuse some sort of political idea in our comics without hitting people over the head too much, to varying degrees of success. So we were happy to see this opportunity to play with that some.
So there's a lot of people on this panel, as you may have noticed, and I think that if we just keep starting at one side and have everyone say their piece, it's going to not hit everyone. So what I've just decided I'm going to do is I'm going to play Duck Duck Goose, and I'm going to each question. We're going to do Duck Duck, and then the next one Zoe will start with. Sorry, Zoe. And then we'll start in the middle, and then we'll do it a little bit differently so that we can get a little bit more from everybody and not put Tyler on the spot with every question. I think that one thing that a lot of people have been asking me about it is, the obvious first question: what is it about this project that made you choose to participate in it? And then also, if you have anything about joining it, if you had feedback either professionally or personally that made it more difficult for you to do so. My position in it, where I was reaching out to people the whole time, in the very beginning, people were really nervous about it and ambivalent, and then certain things would happen, like, say, the Frank Miller thing, for example, where people were on the fence, but then they wanted to take a stand, so that it wasn't just Frank Miller's tirade, reflecting the entire movement. And then as more people come along, like, someone like David Lloyd, who really influenced a lot of us, a lot more people feel safe. But Zoe, for example, you were on really early in the process, so maybe you could start, comment on that.
Well, it was just a really exciting project. The people that came on board, I was really happy to be alongside. For me, a lot of my friends who are based in New York were involved in Occupy early on, which is that was the number one thing that we knew I could part of this. I haven't really had any bad experiences with it, actually. Everybody's been really supporting of my work, so that's kind of important answer.
Can I just say, my experience, I try and make this as short as I can, I don't want to take too much time, but in England I was contacted by the BBC as soon as the mask became predominant in the Occupy movement. I was being contacted by lots of people about, so what do you think, and this, what's your attitude, it's strange, blah, 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 blah. I was in New York at the New York Comic Con last October, and I went down to see the Occupy movement when it was still there, when the cops hadn't pushed it out. I was really impressed by everything that was going on there. All the stuff that the government puts out, that the cops put out about what was happening and the drugs and all that's all rubbish, of course. Everybody was looking after things very well. They have a library. This is all stuff you know about, but I'm just sort of like telling you my personal experience. They had a library. They had, everybody was looking after things, you know, they were cooking, they had details, everybody was looking after everybody else. Of course, you had some people who were just homeless and seeing the Occupy movement as just a place that they could hang out in and maybe get some food in. But it was a great thing that was going on there. And the impression that the media was given that it was just a bunch of people who were, you know, the rebellious youth, you know, pissed off at authority and, you know, just carrying on, to use an English term. It was all crazy because there were people from all kinds of ages there, and it was fantastic. But it was all being suppressed by the authorities. There were people who wanted to address the crowd, but they weren't being allowed to address the crowd through loud hailers. You couldn't use a microphone. Nobody was allowed to actually communicate. It was like the free expression, that essential permission of the citizen in America was being suppressed. And the way that they could communicate from, you know, when there was a speaker, was a kind of baton movement where the speaker would say a few sentences and then somebody down the line would repeat those few sentences to those people who could hear it, and then somebody else would repeat those few sentences, because that was the only way they could communicate the speeches.